have been reading the...
Okay, so Zach, shut up, and then we can roll. We are rolling. Okay, so yeah, last time I don't know how much they said to you, Martin, but yeah, there was a loud and large and long party at the tower. They managed to drunk Legion, as in he like gravity well shifted and he tilted slightly, and there was a lot of other like strange shit. Endif was drinking with like Velina, those like barbarian lady, and some devils, because apparently somehow they got here. They were summoned by somebody. They were pretty cool dudes and good drinkers. Anyways, something happened right after the party, something that was felt by many, mainly because, well, if uber powerful sorcerer is pissed, you usually feel. And yeah, Asmarius got pretty angry at the fact that Endif, truth be told, he did an awesome thing, because naked and hangover, he banished one of the Guardian of the Black Gate to like, maybe not nothingness, but unless somebody, some deity
to the astral plane,
gets him from astral plane, then he probably won't return. But in doing so,
it's timeless and matterless, except that there's old dead gods floating around or something. I don't know.
Dead gods, souls. Anyways, that's not important right now.
Yes.
But yeah, what happened is that suddenly the area around Blackgate and above it, like the sky turned red, the ground turned like translucent, and underneath it you could see like tormented souls swirling around the gate. So yeah, shit has begun to happen, and it most like means that the final battle is coming sooner than everybody would like, so some preparations would have to. And currently Endif is under, maybe not under guard, but in his being like Asmarius was working on him pretty brutally, and he makes sure that nobody else in here. And yeah, like Endif can expect that he received a lot of physical, not physical, mental mauling, and
oh, fun.
He had to endure a lot of pain.
Well then, I feel like one of these might be in order.
Rip.
A will save?
Rather fortitude. Although I said mental, but it's like probably either fortitude and will. But I wouldn't call for it, because like Asmarius and others are doing, they are trying to purify that.
I'd say will save to see if I just go completely batshit insane. Because that would be hilarious.
Wait, you mean
no.
weren't insane?
Yeah,
No,
weren't you
not at
insane
all.
already?
Well, besides being a murder hobo, but
That's the insanity every adventure has.
exactly.
Yeah, so to set things up, and please do not like disturb me, unleash. I said that I finished
I will
talking.
shut up.
So when we like set the day of this particular session, over the past few days, the tension in the air has been like, you can almost feel it. Every day people has been waking up, those who knew what was coming, and even those who didn't. There was like strange apprehension in their like souls and heart, just that survival instinct telling them that something big is coming, and it's looming, like it's coming closer and closer. So for the past couple days people were sleeping less, they were getting nightmares, also they were like pretty restless and taking watches, just making sure they are not. Overall, like the last day, like yesterday, the day before we like there's formal start of this particular session, like what I want to say. People almost nobody slept. There were a lot of like mass, like you know, in churches, large gatherings, and not festivals, but mostly spiritual festivities and experiences. Just people like preparing themselves for because when the next day begins, when like people wake up, or do they like without sleeping wait until the sun, well, there's a sunrise, but the sun is you're pretty sure it's not like for real, that color, and it's like probably some sort of illusion, but this is the first sign that this is the day, because the sun is a mixture, like instead of like single bright color, it's like a yin-yang symbol in which one half is like crimson red and other is like darkest black. And people are like silently, without even shouting orders, like they're preparing themselves, gathering equipment, forming into god damn it, forming into companies, battalions, and like preparing to like manning defense. And then of course there's a moment of silence, like the world itself halted for a moment, not a single whiff of. And then like several things happen. There is absolutely like massive echo of resulting boom, crack, as volcanoes from Land of Ashes start spewing forth massive amounts of volcanic dust, lava, and other stuff, thus forming some sort of dome of dust surrounding Land of Ashes that starts slowly spreading. And if there was somebody in there, he would see that inside there is an army marching forth, army of goblins, orcs, kobolds, with pure hatred and madness in their eyes, and in the air, varying in size, there are shadows of smaller but mostly bigger dragons. And then if there was a witness to that, then rather like camera pans out on the biggest volcano of all, and then there are like loud cracks, and part of the top half, not top half, but top part of volcano just explodes outwardly, and then two massive wings come forth, then dragon hands, and then the head itself that gives up a mighty roar that boosts his soldiers to march onward and kill everything. Elder Dragon of Fire has awakened. And the same thing happens in the north, as the dust, dome of winter, snow and cold also starts spreading from former kingdom of Azmarine into Deep Gulf. And we see as the Deep Gulf starts freezing over. There's this like a spideriness sort of effect as the waters like stops, and then it just becomes like rock solid. And army of ice elementals and other frozen creatures begins spewing forth. And also something else, as we didn't see that before, but as the camera switches for a moment to Silvergate, the guardian of that place is nowhere to be seen, although there are some visible signs of struggle, like several pieces of land look like something heavy landed on them, there are craters, destroyed rocks, and the gate is fully open. There's only like light, silvery light inside of it, and then through it to the other side, the purgatory, army. Warriors spirit visages of warriors clad in armor or in major from up to bottom, marching.
Julius, could you mute yourself? Eating is very disgusting, I'm not gonna lie.
Yep. Marching forward, and I cannot like properly describe it, but the feeling that it is that every single one of them is like a grade A badass. Like this is an army. Usually armies are made from like, you know, level 1 to 5s or something, like because they're like common dudes. All of these guys, they seem like a gathering of the finest warriors and sorcerers from possible worlds that the mad gods gathered as their servants. And in mechanical terms, they look like an army that every single member is like minimum level 10 to 15 or 15 to 20. And they are not even running. They are just calmly striding forwards in like Roman legion type, with no sound, with no just looking like they are going to do their duty. Of course, the same thing happens in the Blackgate, but the things that spew from Blackgate, oh, they are far truly monstrous and too eager and happy to bring chaos and carnage upon this world. So we spin back. So yeah, generally shit is going down all around. There are sounds of incoming doom. And we spin back to city of Dragonhide, as everybody is running around, not in panic, but in grim determination, trying to do their best to survive oncoming onslaught. What are you doing?
First off, I guess I would make sure that everybody looks prepared. If not, I would.
Question. Sorry, but could I have had Jai make that bow last week before the party?
He could have, yeah.
Okay. And would you have to roll to make a +10 bow?
Yes, I would have.
Okay. Please
I would
roll
have
well.
to, especially with the things you want to put on it. That's gonna be. I need to roll a 3 or higher.
Please get Genkira to help you with that.
Right.
It's finished.
Okay.
Lucky son of a bitch.
Because this thing will probably decently help, because I can just like pull it out and shoot people with it, and then
Yeah.
pull out my sword again.
There you go.
Because
You have your
fancy magic gauntlets.
Yeah, of course, currently,
Anyways.
Endif, at this point in time, he's still into his
Yes.
cell. We'll get to him in a moment. But Genkira was...
Yeah,
so
sorry
continue.
about that. I
Yes.
just wanted to get it over with.
Right. So now that that's over with, Genker would run around the city helping anyone who's preparing, and just making sure that the defenses are holding. If not, he would make sure that the civilians are safe, and if they're safe, then he would go towards starts heading for the walls, or to make sure that they're holding.
Okay, so two things that I forgot to ask and now you reminded me. First of all, those who were not able to fight, because this is the type of scenario that even if you are not a soldier, if you are able to hold a weapon and fight, then you are fighting. This is like Metro dwellers from Metro Last Light or something. When things attack, even cooks fight.
Yeah, don't fuck with a cook.
Yeah, yeah, so those who were not able to fight, so like elderly, like very elder people, children, and everybody who is like not possible to fight, they were already like either hidden beneath the city. There's like a large catacombs, like underground cleared level, or they were like evacuated inland, possibly to like underground areas of Dragon Heaven, the base where like the golden dragons are. And second of all, speaking of defenses, I forgot to mention that, I think cool bit. Indeed, the city is like has a port, of course, and there are like people manned on battlements. There are like ballistas and catapults placed, whatever they could be. But also wherever there are like beaches, they are like made a fantasy version of like Omaha Beach. So palisades, maybe not barbed wire, but some perhaps magical traps like runes. So anybody who will want to
Some
land,
spear walls.
yeah. So anybody who would want to land at the beach, he is for the nasty. Of course, those able magicians who have the like spells, they're like running around just casting buff spells, and especially not only bless but also like ghost touch. Like constantly you can hear in the city around the soldiers like ghost touch, must ghost. And yeah, so they're like still all preparing. And yeah, you are making sure that everything holds, possibly like maybe meet Reynard and Robert, who are like also like overlooking soldiers. So you know what you are doing, and I want to like now get to Jai.
Jai would most likely just be finishing the bow up when this is going on. That's what I think, at least. So he'd be in his workplace, full man form, finishing the bow, and then heading over to Endith, and then shit goes sour. It's like, wait, what? So he's just kind of getting everything.
He'd go
ready.
give me the bow and figure out that I've been put in prison because I screwed up.
Yeah, it's like, Endith, what did you do?
Bad,
of course,
crazy shit.
Yeah, because of at this point, like in time, like suddenly like there's a teleport, like Asmarius is here. Well, he did stuff that deemed it necessary. And
Okay.
although this bow, well, every weapon might be useful to him.
I blink. I was gone for what? 2 weeks? What the hell happened?
Well, he's the main reason. I mean, well, major reason that this thing, and he like just gives you the notion that everything that happens right now, because of what happens, like because you are in like extra dimensional space, because he's still in the hammer space, you can almost feel the like turbulences and like violent shifts of like auras, magical supernatural auras around this place, around the world. So it's pretty obvious that something major, like truly Ragnarök, is coming down. And as well, he made it happen that it happens sooner. Long story short, he banished the Guardian of Blackgate. Tampering with it made this reaction from the gods.
Okay, so that's a bad thing. I can't help but feel that's a bad thing. Why did you do this bad thing? Endith.
Well, they are parting. It's useless to talk over spilled milk. Leave the weapon here. When I finish last bit of purifying his soul,
He attacked me!
he will be able to... You could have run, you idiot. That's what Asmarius says. And let's leave the bow, go out there. Your dragon brethren would probably...
Oh yeah, I have half the might of snapping this thing right here, right now, but that would be a waste of resources.